nuclear facilities at Fordow, Natanz and Isfahan have plunged the region into a new phase of destabilization, threatening to shatter the fragile balance that has long deterred direct conflict between the two countries. Now, while Trump has warned Tehran of further attacks if Iran retaliates, the Islamic nation's leadership faces a very critical decision: how to respond without risking its own survival. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi called the strikes a violent act against international law and warned an everlasting consequences. In the coming days, it will become clear how Tehran in fact retaliates. Here are 5 potential ways Iran could choose to respond. Direct military retaliation on U.S. bases. Iran may in fact launch missile strikes on American military installations in the region. Meanwhile, Iranian state media has threatened all U.S. citizens and soldiers in the region are now targets. Heightened security observed in Washington and New York around key religious and diplomatic sites. Israel may preempt with military action. Now, in anticipation of the Iranian retaliation, Israel might strike IRGC assets as well. Israel places the entire country under the essential activity mode, suspending in fact schools and public gatherings. Now, activation of Iran's proxy network is also a possibility. Iran may unleash the axis of resistance, which is Hezbollah in Lebanon, Houthis in Yemen, Shiite militias in Iraq, and Hamas militias in Gaza. Hezbollah's chief pledges full support to Iran. However, many proxies are currently weakened or divided after they had been taken out by Israel. Now, diplomatic shield also could come in from China and Russia. China and Russia may diplomatically back Iran while publicly urging restraint. China blames U.S. for inflaming tensions. Xi Jinping urges Israel to stop the hostilities. Russia warns against U.S.-Israel strikes on Iranian nuclear sites, citing risks of a Chernobyl-like disaster. Now, global economic fallout is also something we are looking at as the oil crisis, in fact, looms. Iran's parliament has approved the blocking of the Strait of Hormuz, threatening 20 million barrels of daily oil flow. Such action would likely trigger a global surge in oil prices and deepen the energy crisis. The strikes were such that Iran has said that it has or reserves the right to in fact respond to the strikes that have happened. Iran's foreign minister also reiterated that Iran has all the options in front of it on how it has to retaliate to the U.S. strikes in the region. Iran had already said that if U.S. enters the war on the side of Israel, it would in fact make sure that American interests would be a legitimate target. Strikes were carried out by the United States on several of Iran's nuclear sites, especially Fordow, Natanz, as well as in certain areas of Tehran where fissile material was said to be in storage. Meanwhile, there have been several reports also coming in that Iran had moved those before the strike.